Hiya and welcome back to Fishing in Cuba. I was asked today while fishing on the Melia Pier if I could make a short video on some of the kit and equipment that we bring across to Cuba with us, so that people don't bring kit that they're probably not going to need or maybe not suitable for the job. Now, I always bring shed loads of hooks. I bring them from size 18 to 8 in a barbless, and the reason I use some barbless hooks is because the gronkos and some of the fish that you catch on the pier itself have got very hard mouths, and if you hook a barb through it, you need a pair of pliers and need to be a brain surgeon to be able to get the hooks out of them. So I find that you don't lose many fish. We use barbless hooks, get it into the fish and straight out the lips, straight back in the water to keep them alive. Now, the hooks we use for the snapper, we use size 1/0, 2/0, 3/0 and 4/0 long shanked hooks. Now, the reason we use the long shanked hooks, these are barbed by the way, is that these stay in the snapper and keep the bait on. Various other section of hooks, size 10s, 8s and 6s, these are barbed just in case we're going to try and catch any other type of snappers. These is just a pack of hooks I got from eBay, mixed carp hooks, from sizes 12 up to size 8. I've got some Tubatini or Trabuco hooks, I think they're Tubatini, these ones, Tubatini hooks, and some Camasan whisker barbs. Very important, the hooks that you choose here, and these ones here I get from a place called Royd's, and extremely good strong hooks. What else we bring with us? If you go into Cuba and you lose something that's very important, that's it, you can no longer use it again. Yeah, you will not be able to replace it at all. So I'll bring 2 hook ties, because some of the hooks I use are barbless, and the reason for that is my eyesight's not so great now. If it's a small hook, I can't get the line through it. Bite disgorger, very important. As I said again, some bits of kit I double up on, because if you lose it, you're not going to be able to get another bit. I'll bring a number of leads ranging from probably 2 ounces all the way down to 1/4. You don't need much weight to get it down a few foot underneath your feet on the piers, so you could probably get away with 1/4 or 1/2 an ounce, but I'll bring them all the way up to probably about 2 ounces just in case you're going to fish off the causeways, and you can actually cast these out to quite a distance. Also bring some fishing beads, and also very important is swivels to be able to make your rigs with. That's the actual terminal tackle itself. All of that fits into a double-sided tackle box, again purchased off eBay. Just going to move on to some of the lures we bring with us. The biggest problem we have is the fact that you only really have 20 kilos of weight, and if you want to wear clothes, then you have to cut down on what fishing kit you're bringing. So these are just some general poppers we use in here. Some Savage Gear 4-plays, or I haven't caught or had any bites on them this time here, so they probably won't be coming next time. Some just poppers, general colours. Find that in the mangrove itself, these small poppers work quite well if they're in a brown or a sort of perchy colour. Some small Yazuri lures here. The small Yazuri lures we use off the catamaran. The larger Yazuri lure can use off the catamaran, or when you're deep sea fishing off the marlin boats. Here's another few lures. These are SP Dell or minnows. The best colours are sardine colour, green mackerel, blue mackerel, and these ones here are approximately 10 to 12 centimetres long, and they dive to about 12 feet. Next good lures are X-Wraps, Rapalas. These are the shallow diving ones. These are pretty good. These are the X-Wrap 12 or 15s, I think. X-Wrap 15s. The X-Wrap 20 is also an excellent lure to be bringing with you. The colours you need to be bringing are blue mackerel, green mackerel, although I haven't got a green mackerel to show you, sardine coloured, and these Rapala Super Shad Wraps are bloody outstanding little lures. If you look at a couple of our videos, you've actually seen Josh and Simon both catching amber jacks on them bad boys. A couple of other little rods, just a small Rapala extreme action splash bait there, and a little skitterbug. All good little things, and normally use these little ones in the mangrove itself. Now, the best lures for fishing the mangrove itself, if you're fishing with choo-choo, are these here. Now these are super spooks. This one's had quite a few barracuda on that one, you've seen that in a few videos. The best colour to use is the blue chrome, but these are absolutely brilliant. If you watch the videos, you see how you fish these. You see you need to fish them just under the surface, and they're absolutely amazing when you use them. This is the best colour. Oh, you can see this one's been smashed a few times by the coolers. These ones don't seem to last so long in the blue chrome. You can see that it's been ironed. But these are definitely, without doubt, the best barracuda lure I've ever used or ever seen used. We're using these the other day. I think we had something about 19 fish on the boat just using these. So they're absolutely brilliant. See, the only problem is they are pretty hard to get hold of back in the UK. So I normally have to buy these from eBay and get them transferred or sent over from America. Remember, you've got to be pretty careful on how many you buy at a time, otherwise you end up paying import tax for them. We also use the knuckle-headed creek chub. I bought it and I've never caught anything on it, but I have used it. To speak a little bit about the rods, I normally bring 3 travel rods across with us. I bring a Maximus Traveller, a 7 foot made by Fladden. It's 5 to 20 grams. I use this for close-in work and normally fishing for live bait. That comes with, I use a trio, 3 series for size wise, and these 3 series reels loaded with 10-pound braid. For spinner fishing and my main lure fishing, for tarpon, barracuda and jacks, I use a Savage Gear Roadrunner. This is 40 to 80 grams, and this is really good for flicking in them Headham super spooks, and it's very, very good. If I could only bring one rod with me, it would be this rod here. Now this is the Bison Rod. It can be fished at 3 or 2 different lengths. These are interchangeable, and it can either be made into a pier rod, an up-tider rod, and depending on which tip, depends on what class it will be. Now this is a fantastic rod. I've had fish to 150 pounds on this. If you look at some of my videos where I've caught an eagle ray, it was actually caught on this rod here. It's outstanding. I've also caught some very large fish in the UK on it as well. Excellent. If I only could bring one rod, that would be it. That covers everything from deep sea jigging, trawling, pier work, and a bit of light beach casting as well if you need it. It can be fished from 6 foot to 9 foot. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. And to think that that rod is only probably about 25 quid from eBay. The reel I use with that, I use a Penn, a CV800 series reel loaded with 50-pound braid. That should be able to do anything that you can fish for in Cuba. This is the Trio 400 or 300 series, or sorry, 400 series, loaded with 18-pound braid. And I use that for barracuda off of the Savage Gear Roadrunner. The last reel is another Trio 3 series, and I use that on the Fladden, and I use that with 10-pound braid. I use that for just catching live bait. Some things that you should bring with you, good to haves. That's one of them little snood things. I wear that all the time when I'm out on the water and fishing. People take the mick at me for doing it, but if the guides are wearing it, there's a reason why they're doing it, is to keep the sun off their face and stop themselves getting burnt. So a set of pliers for disgorging the fish, a set of deep pliers. One of the most important thing is a set of Seviche Rigs. Now this is what we use off the pier to catch our bait for sardines. It's one of the bare essentials that you're going to need to bring with you. Also, wire for your lure rigs for trolling, normally about £50. Simon makes these for us. They're pretty good. Another nice to have. Important piece of equipment that was recommended to me by one of my ex-army friends is a pair of these Fox Rage gloves. They're fairly well armoured at the front here, and you won't be able to get a spine from them because a lot of the fish that we're catching here have absolutely no idea what they are, if they're poisonous or if they're not poisonous. So if in doubt, slip the gloves on, unhook them and chuck them back. You'll also see from one of the videos of how much damage a snapper can do to someone's arm when you have a look at what happened to Simon's arm when he got stung by a snapper on one of his back spines. You can see the results of that on one of the other videos that will be posted later.